High school football officiating has been a big part of my life. It's been very rewarding, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. One of the most humbling things that can happen to an individual is to be recognized by their peers. Therefore, I want to thank the Alabama Sports Officials Foundation Hall of Fame Committee for selecting me for this honor. Additionally, I owe a debt of gratitude to my wife, Dottie, for her encouragement, support, and understanding, which allowed me to pursue assorted opportunities in officiating. Since officiating is a team effort, I want to thank my fellow officials who helped support me along the way. That support began when I was with the Phoenix City Association, and then with Mid-State Association, and finally with the Birmingham Football Officials Association. I want to give a special thanks to very good friends of mine. First off, Jim Boltler, who has certainly supported me while I was in Birmingham, along with John Moriarty, and our district director, Bob Shoulders. And also our fellow inductee, Don English, for their guidance and support and the many humorous stories, some of which are true. Also, I appreciated the long-time support that I received from the Alabama High School Athletic Association, namely Mark Jones and the late Greg Brewer. I want to acknowledge and give a special thanks to the person who got me started in high school officiating, Auburn University civil engineering professor, Dr. Rod Jenkins. Now, I had no family history of officiating, so I really had no interest in getting into it until I was about to begin my first quarter of graduate school at Auburn. I was prepared to focus my attention on my graduate coursework, research, and teaching in the civil engineering department. One day, Dr. Jenkins casually asked me if I enjoyed watching football. Of course I do. So without hesitation, he invited me to get involved with football officiating for the upcoming season. Well, I kind of hesitated since this was my first quarter in graduate school, but he was emphatic. You will officiate with us. And that's how it began with me in football officiating at the high school level. Well, Dr. Jenkins took me under his wing. He would quiz me daily on case study situations. I initially had a really difficult time, even with the simplest ones, but with his patience and teaching strategy, I began to catch on. No question, he was my mentor when it came to high school officiating. I became a member of his varsity crew as a timer on the field, and then on the field as a line judge. The first flag I threw got tangled up in the runner's face mask, so the runner, the ball, and my flag scored a touchdown. My first big varsity game was Jeff Davis at Phoenix City Central. I was so nervous, but I calmed down and had a good game after I heard an inspirational country song playing on the car radio on the way to the stadium, "Drop Kick Me Jesus Through the Goalposts of Life." I always enjoyed being on the field, officiating. I mean, that was what it was all about. But teaching gave me my greatest satisfaction. When serving as a football camp instructor for the Alabama High School Athletic Association, I always remembered how difficult the rules and case situations seemed when I first got started officiating. Therefore, I always kept in mind that some of the campers may also have a difficulty in understanding, as I did. It taught me patience, like Dr. Jenkins had. It made me develop a passion to teach in a way that is understandable. Most of the instruction that I was involved with was for the referee position, which is the leadership position on the football field. I enjoyed working with all my fellow referee instructors, including somebody I've already mentioned, my good friend Don English. He's always been known to insert one of my favorite sayings into his pregame: "Don't officiate air. Keep your eyes down, look at the play." My other favorite saying to referees is, "All ships have good captains in calm waters." Referees must rise to the challenge when things get rocky in a football game. We all know that officiating requires a lot of time and study and commitment, regardless of the sport regardless of the level of officiating. Confidence by officials on the football field cannot be achieved without a working knowledge of the rules, mechanics, and having the interpersonal skills needed to professionally communicate with players and coaches. Years ago, a varsity high school coach and I had a coaches conference on the sideline. He had an issue he wanted to talk about. The local newspaper got a really good picture of us, so I had coffee cups made commemorating the event. On one side of the cup was the photo. On the other side, I had a quote, "Now, Coach, let me explain." Of course, I gave him one, and he says, even to this day, it's one of his cherished possessions. He takes it with him everywhere he goes. Unfortunately, interest in high school officiating is dropping nationwide. Experienced officials need to find a way of reversing this trend through effective messaging and active recruitment. It will not be easy, but this situation needs to be stabilized in the interest of maintaining high officiating standards for our high schools. The coaches, players, and supporters deserve nothing less. I want to close with a short story. Oftentimes, high school football does not get the credit it deserves. College and the National Football League officials got their start at the high school level. In 2001, I was selected to serve as a replacement official for the NFL. My only regular season game was Detroit at Green Bay at Lambeau Field on September 9th of 2001. The experience was fun. The game went well. The officiating, there was no real problem. I flew back from Green Bay on Monday, getting ready to go to the Meadowlands for the next game. But 9/11 happened on that fateful Tuesday morning, which shocked our great nation. I'm not really telling this story for me or my brief experience in the National Football League, but rather to credit high school football programs throughout the country. Please recall that colleges and the NFL, for good reason, canceled their games for the following weekend. But let us always remember that on Friday night, we still had high school football, which provided a sense of normalcy and unity during a difficult time, offering a source of solace and community support for a devastated nation. Again, I want to thank the committee for this honor. Please know that I am truly appreciative and humbled to be selected for induction into this Hall of Fame. Thank you.